recovering from coronavirus after receiving 5 experimental treatments. Dr. Scott Kaatz battled the virus for nearly a month at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. His condition so dire that on Easter Sunday, he FaceTimed his wife and his 2 children to say goodbye. But after 8 days on a ventilator, he woke up and here he is now. Dr. Kaatz joins me now. Look, to get to a point where were saying goodbye to your family, you thought nearly a month in the hospital. I know, doctor, you've only been home for about 5 days. 10 days ago, you were on a ventilator, in a medically induced coma. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling fantastic. I think I've been very fortunate. I have no residual side effects outside of just getting stamina back from the weight loss and being in bed weak for a month. It's just been a rapid and dramatic recovery.
Which goodness, it's wonderful to hear. I know many have not had that, and obviously I know you are very grateful for that. So, obviously as a doctor, you're familiar with this in a way that a lot of people who are going through this are not. Your doctors, when you were in the hospital for the month and then intubated, went down that list of every experimental treatment they could think of or get their hands on as your condition worsened. My understanding is at one point you were infused with convalescent plasma, right? The kind of essentially part of the blood, the serum from patients who have recovered from the virus. You had hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malaria drug, remdesivir, which of course is not yet approved, was originally designed for Ebola. Interleukin-6, an immune system stimulant, and steroids. All of that. Do you have a hunch on which, or if any, of those were responsible for your recovery?
No, my thought is, and I think what makes sense scientifically, whether it was one, some, or none, we still don't know. But I do know that was at least I was fortunate to be at a health system that had all of therapies available, and we usually reserve all of those for really right now the most desperately ill, and apparently I fell into that category.
You certainly did. As I said, they were FaceTiming, to say goodbye. For 22 days, you were in the hospital, and as they obviously did think you were one of the worst cases, really at risk of dying. Do you know how those treatments were administered? Were they trying some of them at the same time? Or, in that situation, right, they're desperate. They're trying to do everything they can. But do you have any idea how this happened?
I don't, because when they were throwing 3 of the therapies at me, I tell everyone I was taking a nap on the ventilator, so I don't know the exact timing of that. But I do know, talking to my wife for a couple of days, she was getting, worrisome reports because they're having trouble getting me enough oxygen, despite doing everything that we had, and including I was prone or face down. I think a lot of people have heard that for 3 days that I've learned since.
Now, part of your story and your quick recovery obviously is incredible, but we keep hearing this of people in the same family getting so desperately ill. And I know, Dr. Kaatz, your father is still fighting the virus. He was being treated on the floor just above you. He has been recovering. Obviously, I believe did not get the plasma treatment. But what is his condition right now?
Yeah, so his just came off 2 days ago off the ventilator. He's been on ventilator for about a month. ICU nurses have been nice enough to turn on this show right now. So if would it be too much to say hi to Dad? If that
please,
would be okay?
Send him a message.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so Dad and I are both Michigan State fans. In fact, he was, when he went into the ICU, wearing his Michigan State hat and joking with the nurses before he got put on the ventilator. So, Dad, this is for you. Go green, get better. All family is worried and praying about you. So thanks for that, Aaron.
Oh, and thank you. And I'm sure he saw it bring a smile to his face. I hope you'll be able to see him in person soon, recovered. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And our best to your dad, hopefully watching out there now.